Hello, Sag. Welcome. Welcome to your reading. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to a place where we spread love and light into your personal situation, your personal energies, and where you are in flow right now when it comes to the universal energies. I'm so happy and blessed to have created this page because ever since I can remember, whenever I was actually moving to the beat of my heart, I had been connected to the collective energy in different ways, whether that was spending time and thought and meditation. And I remember starting with this specific work in my early teens, and it brought me a lot of clarity in some challenging and questionable times. So I'm just so happy and overwhelmed with joy to be able to share this with a number of people, and as many people as possible, because it is so valuable to be able to tune in and connect to the energies that are consistently around us. And when we get in flow, it is such a beautiful experience because you find yourself in a time and space of least resistance, and you just move with what is flowing around you rather than trying to swim or point yourself in a certain direction. You just move with the flow, and it just is more fluid and beautiful. So it's just such a beautiful thing when we talk about energy and what we can do with it and how we can use it to our advantage. So earlier today, before I started diving back into these readings, I spent some time in a guided meditation, and I found myself a couple steps ahead of the guide. And I was bringing myself into the sites that the worker was taking us to within the meditation, and I was getting there much faster. And I don't know if that just means that at that moment I was in flow and I was, flowing where I was supposed to be flowing, or if I was in fact pushing my flow. But to make a long story short, once I got to the destination within the meditation, I found myself in a black abyss, and the only thing in my sight was earth. It was just this circle, and all of a sudden, this experience is very deep, so just bear with me here. But all of a sudden, earth shot so far that it turned into just a little black dot, and then that black dot became my pupils, and then I was earth. And it was just such a profound experience, because that is exactly what we are all meant to do. We are meant to become one with everything around us, and just really resonate within that idea and not push ourselves in any direction, but just flow to where we desire to be. So it's just so beautiful and so profound, and that's the message from that meditation that I bring here to you today. So, big stuff. We're going to begin with your reading. What I wanted to share with you especially is that I'm doing this reading from the just regular deck of playing cards. Few notes about this is that the playing cards are very vast when it comes to messages. They are they're harder to read, so you really need to know tarot to understand the playing card deck. There's no major arcana, so except for the Fool. And the Fool is represented by the Joker. So, but the Fool is, the message about the Fool is really, it's just really, you know, heartfelt when it comes to what he stands for, is taking that leap, right? Taking that jump and just having faith. You cannot see what's on the other side of that leap, but your faith in everything will be there for you. Like, for example, the next step. It'll come, but you must take that step first. So it's giving up fears and hesitations and just taking that step and moving forward. So it's really beautiful. So I started this with Aries, and that's where the zodiac circle begins. So you could consider Aries when you're considering that inspiration and that first initial spark. And it's really beautiful because that's how I started this reading, is with Aries. That first initial shuffle was for Aries, and here we are at Sagittarius. So welcome again, welcome to my platform, welcome to my messages into your current situation and your current energies. So with the messages coming from the regular playing card decks, I'm going to also pull a card from the Chakra Wisdom Tarot deck and from my Osho Zen Tarot deck. The Chakra Wisdom deck is going to help us pull a specific chakra energy that you might need to work within for the betterment of your personal situation right now. So if you need some extra chakra work or need to embrace a specific chakra color and the energies within that chakra to continue to move forward on your path of spiritual enlightenment and love. The Osho Zen Tarot, the card that I pull from that deck is very, very deep. It's a very profound message. They're all so beautiful. Each one of the messages are so beautiful and enlightening that I will read that from the book. So here we go. Let's get into you. Thank you, Spirit, Divine Source, Universe, Angels, Holy Father. Thank you for being here with me right now. Thank you for showing me all of the messages for Sagittarius in their highest good. Thank you for helping me give Sagittarius advice, light, inspiration, and love into their current situation. Thank you for showing me clearly, so I have the ability to communicate these messages clearly to Sagittarius. One more. I need 6 cards for Sagittarius. This one. Give me 5 more cards for Sagittarius. 5 more cards for Sagittarius, please. Oh, here we go. give me 3 more cards. Ooh, is that 3? No, that's 4. I'm going to take them because they all came out, and they all came out flipped over. So you are getting 7 cards, which 7 is the ruler of Libra, the 7th house, and we are in the moon of Libra right now. We're coming from the Libra full moon and moving into the Libra new moon. So these energies are really strong for you right now in your current situation. I just want you to know that you have 1, 1, 1, 1 on the table. So that is a manifestation number. So if you find that you're seeing any numbers like that, really narrow down what you're thinking about at that point in time, because manifestation, I just looked at the clock and it was 11:11, but manifestation is what you are currently thinking about turning into your actual physical reality. So this tells me that you have the ability to do just that. So that's a really beautiful message in itself. Excuse me, sorry about that. Okay, so let's get into your first message here. 2 of Spades is compared to the 2 of Swords in traditional tarot. 2 of Swords in traditional tarot generally means introspection, and it is sometimes like a little bit of like a night energy, evening energy, where you are looking within and really going deep and trying to balance 2 types of 2 ways of thinking even. So spending some time in indifference also. So then it brings in an 8 of Hearts energy, which is, again, this is it's like a nighttime energy again. So spending time, like, you know, in the moon and working within the moon. 8 of Hearts speaks to 8 of Cups in traditional tarot. So this is also a journey, a voyage, and walking away from something. Whether that something has something to do with the airy introspection and thought processes, that, you know, that's going to be different for everybody's story, but that introspection is taking you on a journey to better paths. So you're moving away from a specific struggle and time of indifference. That's taking you to the Ace of Swords energy, where this is a blessing of truth. It's a blessing of love. This is a blessing of changed tides, the wind direction changing. So it could be the direction that you are taking yourself on your journey. It's light energy. It's airy. So it will feel good within your soul and your body. And then it brings in the Ace of Wands energy, which is the Ace of Clubs. This is your energy. So this tells me that right now you are on your way to manifesting a completely different way of life. And this way of life is bringing you into your energy, which the 10 of Clubs energy comes next, and that is your 10 of Wands energy. So this means closing out a very hard cycle. There was a lot of fears and a lot of burden and a lot of heavy energy to this you know, cycle that you were going through. But this tells me that you're closing out that cycle and you are moving towards another ace. There's 3 ones on the table as well. So the 10, I'm considering another one, because 10 is a 1, and it's the completion of that cycle of 1 to 9, and 10, you're on to the next thing, but you're taking with you everything that you've learned and everything that you have been through to this point. And then it brings you into the Ace of Cups energy, or Ace of Hearts energy, which is so beautiful, because this is a divine gift from, it could be a divine gift from yourself when you tap into the right energy and the right frequency within your immediate time and space. And then it brought out the King of Hearts energy as well, which is very deep, emotional, beautiful energy, and you have established your level of creation, an extraordinary level of creating love and deep-rooted love within you, and you are super balanced and just so fruitful. So it's just really beautiful what came out on the table here. So getting back to your initial message, you're spending time in indifference. So this is the energy of 2, which is, you know, you can go one of 2 ways. You can't go both ways. Unfortunately, it's, you know, moving towards which one of your decisions that you have floating within your mind space right now. But your energies going from this indifference and airy, mental, foggy kind of energy, and, you know, starting your journey to move towards something better, something more beautiful. You need to go through yourself to get there and complete that cycle of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But this is the completion of the cycle. So this is saying that you're going to do it, and then you're going to come into so much love. So much love. Whether that love is for yourself, whether that love is for someone else, whether that love is just for life and just a passion and a zest for it, that love is going to come in fierce once you complete that cycle. Okay, let's pull another card for you. We're going into the Chakra Wisdom Tarot. Like I was saying before, we're going to talk about some energies that you can work with to take you on this beautiful path of manifestation that you're moving towards right now, and taking you to that King of Hearts energy. So beautiful. So beautiful. One card. Oh, how easy was that? Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune is the card that comes in for you. And okay, so a common theme in many of the readings that I have just done is we need to spend some time in our heart chakra. We need to spend some time really, really getting to the root of what our heart desires, because when it comes to us as creative human beings, we have a tendency to live inside of our brains and live inside our thoughts, and we create from there, which is so beautiful. But some of the things that we are creating are not our true heart's desire. They are ideas, and they are things that we've picked up on by social conditioning and social media, like all kinds of different ways for information to be poured into our brains and stored there, giving us these ideas of what we want, but might not be the exact desires of our heart. So what this energy is speaking to is working within your heart chakra, which is green energy. Green energy balances out red energy, which is your root chakra. And that's feeling safe and, you know, safe in this world, right? And safe to just be who you are. And you probably feel super strong in that energy, but you need to speak to your heart more often. This is also the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is the wheel turning, and this is the wheel turning in your favor. And that wheel is going to turn in your favor, but you have to do that work and spend that time in introspection and take that journey, or just make that move, take that next step to move yourself towards your beautiful manifestation that, you know, is so full of love and passion and creativity, and just, you know, you're embodying your own energy, but you also are moving yourself towards flowing within that watery energy, which generally a fire sign would have a fear to do, because water energy, when you speak about it in a, like, proverbially speaking, water puts out fire, but what if water could float on the fire? Or water, excuse me, what if fire could float on water? That is what I'm speaking about in terms of flow. So anyways, getting back to this card, you need to go through each cycle, and whatever that is, you need to move past it by using your heart chakra. So it's really beautiful. The Wheel of Fortune is also knowing that no matter what, karma will come back around. So it is making, you know, calculated decisions so you're not putting yourself in harm's way later, right? And understanding that what goes around comes around. So that's really beautiful as well. Okay, let's pull a card from Osho Zen Tarot. Give me one card for Sagittarius, please. Spirit, give me one card for Sagittarius. One card for Sagittarius. Spirit, give me one card for Sagittarius. Oops, that's two. Give me one card for Sagittarius, Spirit. One card. Oh. One card. Nope, it's not the one. I'm pulling jumper cards because they have the most energy, so just give me a moment. It'll come. Give me one card for Sagittarius, please, Spirit. Too many. One card for Sagittarius. There it is. Well, you got two cards, and I'm going to have to read them both because this is what Spirit wants you to hear right now. So the first card that you got was Transformation, and this again is speaking to your time of introspection and taking that step towards the next thing to take you to that transformation. Give me a second, page 28. And also all four elements are here again in transformation on this card here. So this is about your spiritual journey and moving towards that. Transformation 28. And then your other card that you got is the Lovers. So you remember how earlier we spoke about the working, like red energy and green energy? So the Lovers is being able to feel safe and still work within your heart space. And it's embodying that energy of both the divine masculine and the divine feminine. So it's really beautiful. I'll definitely read both of these. You're just going to have a longer message. So the central figure in this card sits atop the vast flower of the void and holds the symbols of transformation. The sword that cuts through illusion, the snake that rejuvenates itself by shedding its skin, the broken chain of limitations, and the yin and yang symbol of transcending duality. One of its hands rests on its lap, open and receptive. The other reaches down to touch the mouth of a sleeping face, symbolizing the silence that comes when we are at rest. This is a time for a deep let go. Allow any pain, sorrow, or difficulty to just be there, accepting its facticity. It is very much like experience of Gundam Buddha when, after years of seeking, he finally gave up knowing that there was nothing more that he could do. That very night he became enlightened. Transformation comes like death in its own time, and like death, it takes you from one dimension to another. A master in Zen, it is not simply a teacher. In all the religions, there are only teachers. They teach you about subjects which you don't know, and they ask you to believe because there is no way to bring those experiences into objective reality. Neither has the teacher known them. He has believed them. He's transferred his belief to somebody else. Zen is not a believer world. It is not for the faithful ones. It is for those daring souls who can drop all belief, unbelief, doubt, reason, mind, and simply enter into their pure existence without boundaries. But it brings a tremendous transformation. Hence, let me say that while others are involved in philosophies, Zen is involved in metamorphosis, in transformation. It is authentic alchemy. It changes you from base metal into gold. But its language has to be understood, not with your reasoning and intellectual mind, but with your loving heart. Or even just listening, not bothering whether it is true or not. And a moment comes suddenly that you see it, which has been eluding your whole life. Suddenly, what Gautama Buddha called 84,000 doors open. So, when we were speaking earlier, when I was speaking about my moment in meditation where the world became this little black dot, and then that black dot became my pupils, and I was just floating in this energy and like this source around me. And so this is what transformation is all about, and this is what Gautama Buddha means by 84,000 doors open. Those doors open because all of a sudden you are spiritually connected to the divine source around you. You spent your time in introspection. Now you have been there in introspection for a long time now, and you have lacked the ability to let go of the heavy burdens that you've had on yourself for so long, that the minute you just take that step and know that you are spiritually and divinely connected to everything around you, and you are your creation, that's when all of those doors open up for you, because You have learned to love everything about yourself, and you have learned to show yourself that love by going through all of the cycles of transformation. So it's super, super beautiful. Such a beautiful reading. Okay, so I'm going to read you the Lovers because Spirit wanted you to hear this message too. And I think it's super important that you get all of the messages that you deserve in your time. So here we go. What we call love is really a whole spectrum of relating, reaching from the earth to the sky. Many of us remain stuck here. Oh, sorry. Let's go. What we call love is really a whole spectrum of relating, reaching from the earth to the sky. At the most earthy level, love is sexual attraction. Many of us remain stuck there because our conditioning has burdened our sexuality with all kinds of expectations and repressions. Actually, the biggest problem with sexual love is that it never lasts. Only we accept this fact, then we can really celebrate it for what it is. Welcome it's happening, and say goodbye with gratitude when it's not. Then, as we mature, we begin to experience love that exists beyond sexuality and honors the unique individuality of the other. We begin to understand that our partner often functions as a mirror, reflecting unseen aspects of our deep self and supporting us to become whole. This love is based in freedom, not expectation or need. Its wings take us higher and higher towards the universal love that experiences all as one. These three things are to be taken note of. The lowest love is sex. It is physical. The highest refinement of love is compassion, and sex is below love. Passion is above love, and love is exactly in the middle. Very few people know what love is. 99% of people, unfortunately, think sexuality is love, and it is not. Sexuality is very animal. It certainly has the potential of growing into love, but it is not actually love, only a potential. If you become aware and alert, meditative, then sex can be transformed into love. And if your meditativeness becomes total, absolute, love can be transformed into compassion. Sex is the seed, love is the flower, compassion is the fragrance. Buddha has defined compassion as love plus meditation. When your love is not just a desire for the other, when your love is not only a need, when your love is sharing, when your love is not that of Barger, but an emperor, when your love is not asking for something in return, but is ready only to give for the sheer joy of giving, then add meditation to it, and the pure fragrance is released. This is compassion, and compassion is the highest phenomenon. So, Leo also got the Lovers in their reading. So this could be a trend within fire signs right now, that the need to understand what love really is, to be able to move forward in your spiritual transformation, because it speaks to me very loudly that the Lovers is an understanding of what the highest realm of embodiment could be, and that's being able to embody everything to do with the Lovers and the divine masculine and the divine feminine, because they represent the Lovers as well, right? The masculine, the feminine, the two, the soul mates, your, just your your soulmate energy, right? Karmic soulmates. So the message is that for you to be able to transform and manifest what it is you're trying to manifest, you need to go through your introspection and balance out these two energies and take the next step. Move towards it. Don't just sit on that wheel. Don't sit on the wheel. You need to get off the wheel once you've learned your karmic lesson of this time that you're in right now. And then you will be on your way to transformation. And that transformation is going to bring in the lover that you desire, the lover that you need, and that person that you are meant to grow with. So it's a really beautiful message, and I'm so happy and blessed that I had the opportunity to share it with you. So once again, thank you for being here with me. And I do hope that these messages resonated with you. And if you wanted to stick around, I just wanted to play you a song.
Keeping our bright eyes focused on the coastline, waiting for you. Isn't she all lost, pining for that last kiss of permanent truth? It means to get through. Maybe we'll cry whilst hopeful when we think about the past being cruel. I got a thought for those who start to think of love as the pursuit of a fool. It's a palace from Rome. Deep into the night, eyes closed and heart swollen with my loving for you. Solid embrace, kind face, and then the hurt starts leaving the room, followed by gold. Sometimes it's open wide, the lights are rolled at night. You got a heart like the moon. Gather courage if you're doing something, do it, cause she got to go soon. If I could now, I'd never tell you not to love her. However, leaving her a long way from her home. And that ain't no promise cracking over time. A private corner of Rome.
Bye, Sag. Thanks for being here with me.